So this is part 2. We got cut off. My mom called.
We were talking about
Don't tell
myth.
anybody though.
We were talking about outliving one's narrative or one's myth. And what I'm saying is that I think the Ann Carson quote is a really good one, because it becomes precarious when you're living beyond the value of your myth. If the myth is that it's not healthy, here's an example. Maybe I'll take a swing.
Are you saying that they're making a myth steak?
Absolutely. I like it. Here's an example that might work. I'll take a swing at it. We have a narrative or a myth that, and whether it's true or not, that we should refrain from having sexual activity when we're young, or when we're not ready, when we're not prepared, when we can't afford the consequences of having a child. And so within Mormonism, and probably in our culture at large, we have learned that like sex becomes bad unless you are X, Y, or Z, which in our culture, and LDS culture especially, is it's bad unless you're married, right? And because of that, the consequence of that is, let's teach abstinence-only sex education. And that was based on that is a myth. That is a part of their myth, a part of their narrative. Well, I think it's pretty fair to say now that we know that abstinence-only education on sex doesn't work as well as teaching kids or people to be careful about sex, to be protected. It's not taboo. It's not in the dark or in the shadows. It's something that happens, that people do. So be careful about it. If you choose to do it, be careful. So that is an example of where the abstinence-only education in sex is, we have lived past that myth. It's outlived now. And that's a precarious thing, because what do you have? And I can speak anecdotally, at least, in Utah, you have kids that have lots of problems around sex. Because they've outlived the myth. The myth doesn't work for them anymore. It's no longer, it might be keeping them from having teenage pregnancy, which and lower abortion rates and all the things, if you want to consider that all good. Utah, I think, probably does, Utah, I'm extrapolating from Mormonism, right? I'm extending the Mormonism to Utah. They have low teen pregnancy rates. They have low abortion rates. They have low unwanted pregnancies, I think is the point. And that's because that myth worked for them in teaching them abstinence-only sex. But I think we're seeing a place now where that myth is no longer as helpful. It's now doing more harm than it is benefiting. The cost-benefit analysis is switched.
So you have children.
I do.
And
4 children.
There's a certain extent that you have to make your children fearful so they just don't run into the street.
Sure. Fearful is one way to look at it, yeah.
In community, I mean, I believe there's a conscious way that you can do that. There's not, but also what you're doing is we're taking these beliefs, because I believe communities come together by sharing some truths and sharing some
Absolutely.
lies.
Story, narrative.
So sometimes we have to create lots of angst. Just get that kid that's just so full of life, just to not run into the street.
Don't run out into the fucking street.
Yeah. And the better we can be as being skillful, that we don't cause fear, that same fear when the kid is 38, 34, it's an adult at that point. Adult, we're not keeping them from starting their business. We're not keeping them from going to college. We're not keeping them from whatever their dream is, because that fear was embedded in them before they turned 7, and it has become part of their personality.
Or you could even, I love that, and you could relate that to, let's say the 7-year-old kid gets it, or the 3-year-old gets it hammered into their head, this idea of fear the street, fear the street, fear the street. I mean, how bad would it be? And I know this is an extreme example. If the 13-year-old kid won't play stickball in the street with all of his friends after taking due consideration of whether or not it's dangerous, because they're like, no. I was taught and instructed to be afraid of the street, and now it's inhibiting normal activity in the street.
So what they're doing is they're creating blind spots, and they're creating beliefs, and trust me, every community does this.
Of course.
And as I'm saying this, I'm not absence of doing this.
No.
I notice that I I may do that with some of my family members that are getting older to do that. And it's as somebody that never had kids, I'm experiencing this for the first time.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh, okay, I missed this stage, but the universe is putting it in there. Okay.
Yeah. It takes a village, and you're a part of that village. Right?
Yeah, for sure. So what I want to do is pause for a second here, and then we're going to go into part 3. Peace.